Mr. Andrews. Nice to meet you again. It's been a
Great to
while.
see you. It has been.
Yeah, it's been a while since last time we met in XO5 in Taipei.
Right.
Yeah, and
Right.
thank you for your time taking this interview. Agents are anxious to learn many things from you. Okay, then I'm going to start. Let's go back to the SO5. I've heard you met someone said to be Avril Lorenzen in Shanghai. Yes. You told agents that the information could not be public at the time. How about that?
Well, first of all, let me say thank you very much for having me here. Having a wonderful time in Sapporo here for some very specific reasons, watching the prime ops, because of course what happens today will affect the outcome next year in Kolan. I hope that both you and the viewers will have patience with me. There are some questions that I ran past the legal team at NIA, and they prepared some answers, some of which have to be read verbatim because they refer to ongoing either operations or investigations. This is one of those questions, so if you'll forgive me, I have a prepared answer. Do you want to ask the question again, and then I'll launch right into it?
Yes, sure. And I would like to ask you about the story happened last year in Shanghai. Could you please tell me and all the other agents who are here what happened there?
I will be reading this answer. I beg your indulgence.
No problem.
All right. Avril Lorenzen remains a shadowy figure to me. I'm not entirely sure that the person I met who was allegedly Avril Lorenzen was in fact Avril Lorenzen. This is still murky to me. Hopefully, we will know more when the official independent report from Shaw Henson and Omnalytics comes out. For obvious reasons, I have to distance myself from that because, quite honestly, I am a suspect in the events of XO5, though I believe that I have been called.
Okay, let's proceed to the next question. Was it your idea to reopen the data archive to Deborah, and what's the purpose for doing that?
Well, I can't speak to the purpose for doing that, but I can say that yes, that was my idea to open it to Deborah. She came to me with a need. Deborah is someone that I obviously have a very long history with, and I trust her. And so if she comes to me and she says that she has a good reason and needs access to resources that I can provide, that trust will extend toward giving her that access. So yes, it was my idea, but I can't tell you why.
Okay, and another aspect also. Okay, and then next question again, why did you ask Deborah about the portal virus?
Well, that ties back into the previous question, which unfortunately I can't give an
Top
answer
secret
to.
again?
I have to be very careful on that topic. More information to come later, but for now, I'm afraid I'm going to have to not say anything. Sorry about that.
Okay, I can understand that. And so let's proceed to the next question. What are the locations of the contact with the Osiris universe? And we have seen people from the other universe entering ours. Have you or Ms. Akira Tsukasa or anybody else you know have been able to enter their universe? Is it pushing for like a or are we only affecting it remotely? If so, does it mean that we are the shapers to them?
This is a question that I think requires a very specific answer. So again, if you'll forgive me with this, I have a prepared answer that I'd like to read that the NIA feels will express how it is we feel about this topic. So, at this point, many people have entered multiple temporal nodes through remote participation events. In fact, this has been going on for a number of years, which agents may or may not be aware of. Probably since Warata. We're still studying this. We suspect that while we are interfacing with other universes, and we use that word cautiously, by the way, our host self remains unchanged. That's something that I want to reiterate. Our host self remains very worried about the consequences of interdimensional interference. I guess, are we the Shapers or the Nazir? I don't know, but I have to say that it worries me. That was my statement.
Okay, thank you for that. And next one is, what actions is the NIA taking regarding the interaction between universes?
Well, at the moment, none. It's technically not illegal for the NIA to operate in alternate nodes, though there's been no defining rule on this. We're only conducting experiments in the areas that have zero ripple guidelines, which means that we don't have a mandate to measure or prevent the effect of our impact on other temporal nodes. Now, I believe that nodes seem to, well, they tend to reject interference, and, well, they're often self-healing or self-correcting, if you will. Now, I think that's all that I'm going to be able to say on that matter at this time.
Too many secrets.
Yeah, well,
okay. Okay,
sometimes yes, but I hope that sufficiently answers your question for now.
Okay, no problem. And in our universe, Carrie Campbell sacrificed herself to save the humanity. As far as I can recall, is that you who gave Carrie the neutralized life sequence, which King Solomon used to save Queen Sheba. Will the tragedy take place in the Osiris universe again? And can we do anything to save her?
Well, I sincerely hope that tragedy can be averted in the Osiris universe. I believe that this sort of sphere of weirdness, if you will, has afforded researchers from the Prime Universe, such as Osiris, Oliver Littenwolf, to see and learn from their mistakes. The fact that Carrie is to be in San Diego leads me to believe that she too will attempt to learn from mistakes made by 1218 Carrie Campbell. I'd love to see her survive the Osiris T-node. I'm just not sure whether I will ever really know what happened.
Okay. And is there any news about the Owens murder?
Somehow I knew that you were going to ask me that. Well, I hate to be stuffy about this, but I'm afraid this falls right into the category of I can't comment on ongoing investigation.
Okay.
So, especially one that involves me so personally.
A little bit too sensitive.
A little too sensitive at this time.
Yeah. Okay. And have you know anything from Visor? And they've been missing since the investigation of Owens murder point at them.
Ask me that again. I'm sorry.
Well, have you know anything about Visor?
Visor. Sure.
Yeah. They've been missing. Do you have any idea about this?
The information that I have on that is so intangible. It's so scattered that I wouldn't feel confident making a comment on that at this time.
Yeah, that's no problem. And next one, is the NIA fully restoring the Niantic project? And if so, are you going to hire new sensitive, or will you try to put what is left of the team together?
Well, I don't want to give away any kind of trade secrets, but I would like to say, and while I am the director of the NIA, it's not a dictatorship. So what I say does not always go. But if it were up to me, I would build a team that consisted of both new members and the reassembled old team. I think anyone that comes in new and fresh would have a lot to learn from those that have been around since Epiphany Night. We've gone through a lot. We've gone through an awful lot, and we've won some, we've lost some. Unfortunately, we've lost a few people along the way, and I think that the combination of old wisdom and young blood would be a very effective combination.
Next one, if you could meet yourself in the Prime Universe, would you tell you that you should stop loving Jahan? Who you will encounter one day in the future?
Well, let's just say I've got enough trouble managing my own life right now. I will let Osiris Hank figure that one out for himself. You know, unless of course he asks me, in which case I'll be more than happy to pass along my advice. There's really no good reason to interfere with other people, even other iterations of yourself, or in this case of myself. But it's an excellent life question. Thank you for that. Some things they go bad, they don't work out, but you know, your life necessarily would it have been better if they had never happened? It's hard to tell.
Okay.
I'll get back to you on that.
Okay, no problem. And yeah, though there are still thousands of questions I'd like to ask, I'll have to let you go to your next schedule.
Thank you very much. It's a busy day for me here in Sapporo.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the interview.
The pleasure was mine.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Adios.
Stay enlightened, my friend.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Right on.
Yeah.
That go good?
Yeah.